So, chapter one talks about newcomers. So, who are newcomers? So, newcomers are students classified as students that were born outside of the US who have recently moved to the US within the last 3 years. They could be considered English learners or are considered English learners. So, they come from a different variety of backgrounds, different countries, different cultures, different educational experiences. So, since they are newcomers and they do come from different variety of backgrounds, they also have different linguistic abilities. Many English learners who may speak one or more languages other than English. So, specific needs, they may face challenges such as financial difficulties, gaps in education, a language barrier, and social emotional needs due to leaving the country and coming to a new country and trying to learn a new system. So, moving on to the next slide, we're going to talk about immigration today. So, today, 1 in 7 residents living in the United States was born outside of the United States, meaning if they have kids, those kids are now going to become newcomers in a new educational system. So, Mexico, Korea, India, Guatemala, El Salvador, Dominican Republic, Cuba, China, Vietnam, and Philippines are amongst the top 10 of students who are newcomers in the United States. So many of those students that migrated over here with their parents flee the United States or flee their country, pardon me, to avoid war, poverty, and political unstable countries. Why? Because the United States provides better economic opportunities, better education, and they also want to reunite. Also, the students, pardon me, who want to and family who want to come over to the United States want to reunite with their families or friends. The key thing here is that 81% of immigrant students in school are classified as lead individuals, meaning they need help in their linguistic abilities. So moving on to the third side, some challenges newcomers face are entering a new system. So they must adapt to different educational system, which can be a significant transition. So since their primary language is not English, now they must transition to an English dominant school, and the language barrier can be difficult to overcome. So the second one is language barriers. Since students are limited in English proficiency, it can be difficult for them to participate in class and understand instruction. So the third one would be academic gaps. So based off where they took their education before entering the US, the education, the way they teach wherever they were from might be different from the US education, so there might be educational gaps. So the fourth one would be social emotional adjustment. Students that migrated over here or their parents migrated over here for a better education, they may experience stress or trauma from their migration over here. So they have to overcome the social emotional adjustments before learning and trying their best to pick up a new language. So the last challenge newcomers face will be family and parent involvement. So usually students or the students' parents who migrated over here, they're not as involved in the students' education since they're more focused on work and trying to provide for their families. So a couple of ways you could support newcoming students into a new educational system is integrate instruction. Many programs integrate language and content instruction to help students develop both English skills and academic knowledge simultaneously. The way they go about it is the teachers should draw and connect on students' funds of knowledge, their prior experiences from the other educational system, and use their funds of knowledge in the teacher's own planning to create a plan, a lesson that meets all the students' needs. Another way to support newcoming students is support services. So many schools provide resources to help students and their families with enrollment, language, and social emotional well-being. So supporting the newcomer students, you should always have high expectations. Keeping academic expectations high while tailoring instruction to their needs. If you do these things, it is crucial because the students will have a better chance at success. So to help students overcome challenges, there are a few classroom strategies teachers can use. So the first one will be create a sense of belonging. You want to use photos, maps, flags, and display them throughout your classroom. You also want to learn the students' names correctly, pronounce their names correctly, and something simple as displaying the students' work, I mean, encourages the students to participate more. Then you also could scaffold instruction. So scaffold instruction, you want to build on the students' prior knowledge. You never want to take a big leap, but you want to scaffold little by little and build on the students' knowledge. So structuring collaborative projects, group discussions, and problem-solving activities also increases collaboration amongst all students. I think one thing that's really important is you want to encourage translanguaging, basically allowing students to use their home languages to understand and engage in new content. This will help not only their native linguistic abilities, but also help their English linguistics ability, since they could compare and contrast words and sentences. You also want to incorporate diverse materials, kind of similar to create a sense of belonging. You want to use books, videos, and other resources in their native language to help them grasp content and ideas. So oftentimes we focus on newcomers and how to support newcomers so they could overcome the obstacles needed to do well in a new educational system. But staff members and educators sometimes also need to be retaught or taught diversity so they themselves can teach a diverse background or a diverse classroom. So some resources that can help educators and new teachers are forming professional learning communities, join a whole group workshops, join a mentoring program, have training that includes instructional coaching and instructional rounds. So tying into the previous slide, workshops and courses should offer sessions on topics like culturally responsive pedagogy, differentiation instruction, and strategies for supporting language learners. The community should facilitate regular meetings for teachers to discuss challenges they face, share their successful strategies, and co-plan lessons for newcomers. Last, peer coaching and job shadowing will allow teachers to observe and learn from experienced colleagues who have successful in teaching newcomers. Pardon me. So the overall mission for newcomers as educators is we want to improve students' English proficiency, which in turn would improve students' academics. And throughout the year, when students are collaborating through group work, students will also improve their social skills and mental health. We also want to monitor students' progress and either regress or progress depending on the student's learning progress. We also want to provide quality education for the students, and we want to create a safe space where the students feel like they can learn in a new educational system.